So how's that knot in your shoulder been doing? Because I know that we tried to work on a plan last time to try to do something in between you throwing and going into your mound work. Did you feel like that was successful at all?
Yeah, it's actually been really good. I haven't had the knot since we adjusted the movement prep. Yeah, so I would say I noticed uh that the position doesn't feel as manufactured.
Okay. So what
Um
position in general?
More the scap load. Like whenever I'm
Okay.
getting down the mound, that doesn't feel as manufactured. I think like the last time kind of felt like I was like forcing it maybe a little bit,
hmm
but um right now it's been feeling like pretty uh natural.
Okay. That was going to be the word that I use. Would you say like it went from manufactured to natural or it went from
Yeah.
manufactured to something else? Like what changed with that?
I would say natural. I would say it's
Okay.
just I feel like I'm just getting like kind of right into the position. But yeah, I mean I feel like, I posted a picture on my Instagram, and it kind of like mirrored the position that I kind of originally started doing this for.
hmm
Just kind of like sitting in that back leg. Um, so I
What
think,
picture are you
like a
talking
lot
about?
of
I don't think I saw you post.
should be the latest one of my Instagram posts.
Okay, I'm pulling that up. But so like this position right here, like getting into that hip.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like at least like now like I'm finally like beginning to like see it.
Literally liked this picture. I was like, what post are you talking about? Okay, yeah. So what to you about that position feels different than where you were maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Well, I mean, one I would say able to get into it.
Okay.
Uh, so like I think when I first started coming to you, I was super over the toe, and then the leg would just kind of cave away.
hmm
Um, right now, like I'm at least like I feel like at least one thing, like I'm at least my hips are more aligned so that I can actually begin to like get into that position. My body wants to get into that position.
hmm
Um,
Like you're
but yeah, I
loading
mean that was the
heel.
yeah, feels like it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure it's all feels like it.
Okay.
Um,
Is
but
that
yeah,
something
like that's much
kind of
better.
force or is that like a natural feeling? Because I know sometimes, at least like with more like the hitting side of things that I've seen, they talk about loading into your heel to really like sit back into that hip. But
Hmm.
sometimes when you try to make that a conscious adjustment, other things will adapt to that and it ends up not being as effective as it could. So does it feel like
Yeah.
that heel load is natural?
Yeah, I'm honestly not really thinking about it. Like that was honestly one reason I posted that pic. I
Mhm.
didn't really think it was a cool picture. It was just cool to me because I've I just like really wanted to see it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they sent me a picture. It was like me carrying the two freaking water bottles, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna post that, try to get some free water." And then I saw the picture of me sitting in the leg, and I was like, "That's fucking sick." Like
Mhm.
that's exactly like what I've been wanting to see. Like that's the area that's the direction I'm trying to go.
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, like I've been somewhat cautious of it, and like in catch play, like
Mhm.
I'll make a couple throws, just see how low to the ground, like be an infielder, see like if I can stay as low
How
to the
low can
ground
you
as
get into
possible.
that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but I get on the mound, honestly, like the only adjustment I made, uh, if I'm out of the stretch, like I'll make like an actual like conscious decision and like effort to have my heel kind of like behind my toes, like more
You're
this
kind of
way.
like angling your foot on the mound to almost preset that load just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So out of the stretch I do that just because
Mhm.
it's right there and the cheat's easy. Um, but that picture right there, like that honestly might have been out of the windup. I'm not 100% sure, but it's similar out of the windup. Like I'm not forcing that position. I'm not like stopping to make a conscious effort to make sure like my foot's in that position.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not thinking about like ride down the mound or like sit into that back leg. Uh, I think it's just my body is like honestly exactly kind of what I've came to start working with you for. Like I didn't want to go out there and try to think about these positions because I've kind of been thinking about these positions. I just wanted my body to be aligned and then see if my body's in the right positions, will it just
Mhm.
do it? And I feel like
So
it's
with
been.
with you not having to focus on some of these things, whether it was something that you were consciously doing last season or in this off season, do you feel like it's freed you up to either be more free on the mound or to think about other things and how you want to sequence and maybe like pay attention a little bit more to what the hitter's actually doing at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, right now, all my focus honestly has really just been shifted towards command.
Mhm.
But like more specific command, you know what I mean? Like I'm not just trying to like throw more strikes, trying to actually throw like each pitch
Yeah.
to wherever I want.
We talked about those competitive misses and how the Mariners kind of like track where you're at in the zone, and you just throwing a ball dead red doesn't mean that you are effective in what you're doing.
Yeah,
So you missing by 3 feet is not acceptable either. So is that kind
yeah,
of command around the zone been something that you've continued to see improve?
yeah. I don't have I'm not exactly sure what my non-competitive percentage is, but I know like on the season it's bright green. So it's
It's better
maybe
than what it
50,
was in years
50 out
prior.
of, oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, 10 times better than last year. Last year was like Christmas red. Yeah, yeah. Now I've thrown a couple more cookies this year, which obviously that's not a non-competitive miss. But yeah, I mean as a whole though, I mean I'm around the strike zone, I'm in the strike zone. Um, but you know it's been a little bit easier to kind of repeat that delivery. You know, I think in years past I've repeated my delivery really well, but
Mhm.
right now I feel like I'm repeating the delivery that I want to have, and it's freed me up over the plate. You know what I mean? I don't have to.
Mhm.
I could finally just think about where I want to throw a ball, not what I have to do to throw a ball where I want to throw it.
Gotcha. So what would you kind of say to whether it's like a high schooler or a minor leaguer, like somebody who's kind of looking for something to take either their body or their mechanics to the next level outside of just doing pitching mechanic work or like position specific work? How would you kind of say that posture could help them get there?
I mean the number one thing I've noticed is it's just putting my position in the spot that it wants to be in, and I think when your body's in its natural spot, it can move the way that it naturally wants to. I think for so long, and I think you know that's why I had some of the shoulder issues I had last year, was because I was asking a lot out of my body, but I never gave my body a chance to be in the right position. So I would just skip the time to put it in the right positions, and then I would just go right into demanding a lot out of it.
Mhm.
Um, like one thing I felt good lately. I felt consistent feeling wise. You know, I wake up, I go to the field. Like I don't have to worry about on a random Wednesday or a random second day after my start. Like if I can massage throw that day, like I
Mhm.
know that I'm going to put my body in a position that's going to feel natural. So then when I go get ready to actually get my work done, I've already kind of surpassed not feeling okay because I've already put my body in a good position. That's kind of the number one thing I've noticed.
Gotcha.
I can ask a little bit more out of myself consistently
Mhm.
because I have a consistent structure to fall back onto uh, form wise. So
Gotcha.
I would say that that's the number one thing. Like I wish I had it. I wish I had it a lot earlier.
Mhm.
I think it's a lot easier to make adjustments. I mean, we've made a ton of adjustments this year. You know, we were fighting a knot for a little bit.
Mhm.
I added it. I added this out of nowhere. So I've made plenty of adjustments, but I feel like making the adjustments we've had with the body, it allows it to those adjustments to kind of move a little freely.
Awesome. So we've really only talked and touched on the prep sort of side of things. How do you feel like it helps your recovery or like post throw, like this really helps me, or the day after my start, it's a little bit better. Is there any sort of thing that you've noticed in your recovery and ability to get back for your next start?
Yeah, I think I feel like I'm bouncing back really well. Uh, I mean, you know, I'm taking care of myself in a at a definitely a higher clip than I've ever taken care of myself. But you know, I could feel it honestly, kind of walking off the mound, like I'm twisted up. You
Mhm.
know, like I'm walking off the mound after like a you know a 5, 6. I did go 7 the one time and really felt it that night. But
Mhm.
I literally feel like I'm walking off the mound like this. Uh, so you know like just before I sleep or even you know the next day, like if I can just put my body I now I've you know before I started and to get me able to go that deep and ask myself out of that, I had to put it in a good position.
Mhm.
Now I'm all twisted up because I just demanded a lot out of myself. If I don't put myself back in its natural position, or at least try to give it a chance to get back into its natural position, I'm gonna be kind of defeated the next day especially whenever I begin to tighten up.
Mhm.
Um, I've almost kind of looked at it like if I'm gonna be tight, I'd rather be tight in the positions that I want to be tight in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why, like after a start, like I'll hit the key like components of the routines
Mhm.
that I need to hit, and it feels like it puts my shoulders in the right position. It feels like it puts my hips in the right position. So when I walk in, tomorrow to go lift, my body's already ready. I'm not combating
Mhm.
four other things before then I go, demand a lot out of a lift again.
So it really sounds like you've increased this kinesthetic sense of your body. Like I can get off the mound and I know that, hey, this feels like it's right here right now and it needs to be here in an exaggerated sense. But like it sounds
Mhm.
like you're getting a pretty good idea of what you should feel like and what it feels like when you're out of that, and then how you can actually get it back. Would you say that that's kind of accurate?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
100%.
awesome. All right, well, that's what I got for like the interview sort of thing. So I'm gonna hit the unrecord button on that, and then we'll get into our actual stuff for today. Okay.